Chapter 21. Selling is Love. Here is a simple but powerful rule. Always give people more than they expect to get. Nelson Boswell. Selling is love. This is not just a catchy title, it's the essence of how sales should happen. How sales must happen. When selling is about love, it's easy, never sleazy. But for most coaches, selling is the big, scary monster they must conquer. It's the work they don't want to do. Entire books have been written about sales and selling. Some of the best-selling programs for coaches are all about sales, but despite all of this help and support, selling is still the biggest problem for most coaches. Shift your energy. Most sales training and programs focus on techniques. Techniques are great. They are useful. They're helpful when you are a beginner. It gives you a framework to follow. But techniques can rapidly get old. They quickly become stale. Certain sales techniques can feel incongruent with your values. We're not going to dive into sales techniques here. That would add another 15,000 words to this book. Instead, let's reframe how you approach sales. Let's shift your energy around selling. It's the fastest, most effective way to boost your results. Service first. Love always. When we hear the word sales, when we think of selling, we think of used car salesmen or pushy men and women distributing product samples on the street. You might envision people like those guys in the movie The Wolf of Wall Street. We don't think doctors sell. We don't think teachers sell. We don't think most of the coaches we love and admire sell. For some reason, their images don't pop up in our minds when we think of sales. But let me tell you this. Nothing happens in this world unless someone sells something to someone else. An entrepreneur needs to sell the benefits of a world-changing invention to get funded. Mother Teresa sold her message to help the poor, sick, and needy in India. The Dalai Lama is selling peace and joy. These types of sales don't seem icky, tired, or pushy because they are made with love. Sales expresses who you are as a coach to your potential client. It's an expression of what is possible when you show up in their lives and serve them powerfully. When you coach them, so their lives change and become better. What do you think about when you think about selling? Is your inner dialogue, how do I get them to buy? Or is it, how can I help them create the changes they want to create? What is the support they need? When you ask the last two questions, your energy and viewpoint changes. Your conversation moves from need to service. When you ask, how do I get them to buy? You need them to sign up. You are thinking of sales strategies. You are stuck inside your mind. You are not listening to the potential client. You are blocking honest communication. When you are in the place of service, all you are doing is serving. When you are serving, you are listening consciously. You are communicating authentically. In 1971, Albert Meridian published a book called Silent Messages, where he presented his research on nonverbal communication. He found that prospects based their assessments of credibility on factors other than the salesperson's words. Prospects assigned 55% of credibility to body language and another 38% to the tone of voice. They assigned only 7% of the salesperson's credibility to the actual words that were spoken. This means prospects trusted the salesperson's gestures, body movement, and the sound of their voice over their words. When you come from a place of service, you will automatically send a very different message via your nonverbal communication. You will communicate authenticity. You will communicate respect. Sell from a place of service. Sell from a place of love. And all of the other pieces will fall into place. Getting to a hell yes. As humans, we don't want to be rejected. We want to be loved. We want to be accepted. We want to be recognized. When we get a no from our clients after a sales conversation, it feels like the world is falling apart. We start thinking about that no. We wonder if we are good enough. We wonder why they said no, even though we offered our service with our heart and soul. This can be demotivating, even depressing. I have met coaches who do an outstanding job at selling someone else's coaching products and packages, but when it comes to their own, they freeze. This happened to me. A few years ago, I had a unique opportunity to get on stage and deliver a talk to 40 kick-ass coaches. I was supposed to make a sales offer after the talk. When the time came, I froze. I kept talking about everything else but that offer. I started the Q&A session. I let the session go on and on to avoid making the offer. I did manage to get the courage to do it, but it was at the very last possible moment. I made the offer in the last 10 minutes of a 180-minute presentation. During the weekend that led up to that presentation, I had completed 40 coaching sessions. 40 60-minute, one-on-one sessions in one weekend. It was 10 to 12 grueling hours of coaching over 4 short days. I started at 8 in the morning and continued coaching until 8 at night. My result? I enrolled 4 clients. 40 individuals had expressed excitement to work with me, but after my presentation, 36 of them said no. A few of them came close to a yes, but ended on a firm no. That's 36 strong no's and 4 yeses. That's a 90% rejection rate. I learned 2 lessons that day. First, that's how it works. You have to find that yes between many no's. Over time, my yes to no ratio went from 1 to 9 to 1 to 3. I get a yes for every 3 sales conversations I have. My personal yes rate improved because of many factors. I became comfortable with my offer. I learned to come from a place of service. I learned how to make my offer to the right clients. The second lesson happened a few months after that presentation from hell. I'd received a no from one of the individuals at that event. A few months later, he showed up at another event. We talked. I had no intention to sell or to try to enroll him into a coaching package. I already knew he was not interested. He had given me a clear no at the earlier event. But soon after we met for the second time, I received an email. He wanted to know if the coaching package I had offered at the event where we first met was still available. The no became a yes. Or as Rich Litvin says, it became a hell yes. This experience taught me my second lesson. No is not always a no. Sometimes, many times, it might just be a not right now. Tools. Number 1. I know you might be thinking, how do I sell with love? How can I get comfortable with enrollment conversations? Lindsay Wilson is a respected master coach and sales trainer. Selling with love, that's her zone of genius. She shares her expert insights on this topic in an awesome free online training. Go to this link, worldwideweb.evercoach.com/booked/online-training/invite. Number 2. I'd also like you to check out Mindvalley's Jason Campbell. He gave an awesome take on selling with love called Why Selling is the Greatest Expression of Love. Go to this link, bit.ly/sellwithlove.